So welcome back. I have another video where we're going to take a look at the Warhammer Community update from today, that we're going to get some Imperial Guard and other made-to-order miniatures. These are all characters, mainly commissars, but a couple of, one officer. So with the Guard Codex officially coming out very soon, I would think anyways, I haven't heard the official date yet. I don't know if anybody has, but I can only assume this month they're going to give us a chance to grab some old character models. This is probably just to build up hype for the upcoming book. I was hoping to see the infantry regiments come back as made to order, as there's a couple I'd really like to stock up on. But I can also see why they don't want to put those out just yet, at least. Maybe in a month or two, once sales have died down for the Guard, involving the new stuff at least. Putting something out that, entices older players or people who want something different, but they weren't interested in these new Cadians, but maybe they would like some Valhallans. Basically just double dipping on the new Guard release. We'll see if they do that. I think it would be smart, but Games Workshop doesn't always think the same way I do. They're a huge company that makes a lot of money, so, probably they know better. But anyways, getting on to this. First off, Commissar Yarg, both versions. Now, it is stated down here that this guy will be in metal, and this guy is going to be in resin. So, I don't know if it's fine cast anymore, but they say resin. I assume it's still fine cast. And yeah, it's always nice. I've got this guy somewhere. This one here, I don't like him as much, but anybody who is more familiar with second edition than I am, this is probably the guy you grew up with and that you really were into first. So I can understand if you prefer the original. He definitely has charm. Just like this guy better. Then we got Creed. If you don't want to play his daughter on the field, you can just get him. And now he's available again. So that's nice. This is the only character, this is the only character that's not an officer or an inquisitor. They're further down. And it's nice to see him. I wish they had done Krell as well, or Kel, however you say his name. Just because he would be a really good standard bearer for your army. But, Creed's good. Price-wise, I don't know if he'll be worth picking up. But I guess it depends on what Ursula is going to cost. If you think she's going to be like a $60, $70 model in your country, and this is like $30, $40, I guess that's a savings. But again, won't technically fit. But still, you might prefer this over her. Severina Reign. Oh, also, he's in resin. That's worth noting. I only ever owned him in metal, so I don't know if I'd want him in resin personally. Severina Reign. She's also resin. I don't know. I never owned this model. I was never super interested in it. I have a lot of commissars. It just didn't seem necessary to have another. But I thought she was a plastic kit this whole time. If she was a resin kit, I'm really glad I didn't buy it. It's not something I need to deal with. Is this little resin sword. I wouldn't want to have to deal with that and avoid it breaking. But yeah, if you miss Severina Reign, it's a model you wanted, then you can grab her. Get that added to your list. Then we've got 5 more commissars. This guy here is the newest, somewhat new, Lord Commissar from a couple of editions ago, I think. But of these ones here, he's the newest one. He's cool looking. I've always liked him, but again, I just have enough commissars. I never needed him, so I just sort of skipped him. And the rest of these I either have or just, again, don't need, but these ones are all metal. So this guy here, you might recognize him as the commissar that was released around the same time, or at least, shown off with the Praetorian release back in the 90s. I've always heard him referred to as the Praetorian Commissar. I have no idea if that's what he was called. He's from before my time by a couple of years, but it's a great model. He's one that I definitely picked up a few years back when I had a chance. This guy here, I've never been sure, because I've never seen this model in person, if he only has one arm or if it's tucked behind his back. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me. And I've never thought to just look it up. Kind of neat looking. Either way, I mean, whether he's got one arm or he's just like in some sort of like duelist stance, it's a nice model. I like these commissars a lot. This guy here, I don't know, this is like I don't know, he just feels like he's the chunkiest of the commissars, and he's got a nice mix of weapons with his power sword and his plasma pistol. He's got good dynamic posing, and yeah, I like him a lot as well. But again, I like the commissar models. I just had to call it quits somewhere. So again, he's going to be resin. Everybody else is going to be pewter. And then we've got 2 classic Inquisitors. This one I prefer as far as looks go, but he's going to be in resin. This guy's going to be in pewter. And even though I don't like him as much, if I was going to pick one, I would probably pick this guy only because he's in pewter. If I had the choice between the 2 in pewter, I would definitely take this guy. And if I had to pick between the 2 in resin, I would, again, pick this guy. But the allure of metal, the dwarf in me, just always is going to favor metal. So that's going to be down to preference of material as much as preference of design, I think, because they're both very cool. I like this guy a lot. He's got a cool like combat armor set and nice posing. This guy here, a little less dynamically posed. He's more of like a statuesque pose. You know, he's got like a statue look to him. He's cool. And the metal definitely is going to be in his favor as far as buying goes, especially if the prices are the same. If you tell me, like, knowing GW, these are like $35, $40 Canadian is what they're going to charge. If I'm paying $40 Canadian, I'm going to go for this guy. But frankly, at the same time, I bet I can get either one for about $20 right now on eBay or, you know, Facebook Marketplace if I really looked around. And yeah, that's what's coming. I'm not exactly sure when this stuff is coming out. It's just going to be available to order soon is all they say. So I was assuming originally it would be just like this coming weekend, but I think they might be full up. Maybe they'll add these guys as options for us to pre-order at the same time as the books. I don't know. But it's nice to know that stuff is still coming from the made-to-order catalog. I wish they would make made-to-order just a permanent fixture of the website. But again, as I've said many times, Games Workshop and I disagree on how they should run their company. They're doing financially very well as far as I understand. So obviously, they're not going to start listening to me and anybody else who holds those opinions, because clearly they're doing just fine and they know what they're doing. And as long as they keep putting these out at least somewhat regularly, I guess it's fine. I just wish, again, they just had a catalog for us. But anyways, let me know if you're interested in any of these, if you're done with the made-to-order program, or if you'd prefer, you know, the idea, like I just said, to have it all year round, every day, just a big list of stuff. And I would even take 6-month waits if it meant I could order something fresh and new, as long as the prices are reasonable. I have definitely missed made-to-orders thinking the price seemed high, and then found out after it really wasn't that high at all. It was still lower than, you know, what collectors are asking for. And the idea of just knowing I could order from GW, even if it's overpriced, there's a little bit of nostalgia to that. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day.